What's going on, guys? I am back today, and I'm bringing you a Naturia Beatdown deck, and I hope everyone's having a good day. But without further ado, let's get into the deck list so I can explain this deck to you guys. So, the first card in this deck list is Naturia Maroon. This card is normal summon. You can send one Naturia monster from your deck to the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target two Naturia monsters in your graveyard, shuffle both those targets into the deck, and draw one card. So you usually want to use that effect to get Naturia Stag Beetle into the graveyard, because Naturia Stag Beetle's effect is once per turn when he is on the field, during the battle step or damage step of this card's attack, so you have to be attacking with this card. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can select one Naturia monster in your graveyard, and you special summon that monster from the graveyard. So if you have a Naturia Stag Beetle in the graveyard from Naturia Maroon, then you can get another Naturia Stag Beetle as long as you have enough space on the field. So that's a really good effect, honestly, for a normal card. Crystal Seer, you can flip this card, and you can look at the top two cards of your deck, and then you pick one, and then you send the other one to the bottom of your deck. So I only run one of those because I don't need that much draw power, but a little draw power never hurt anyone, especially in stally situations. So Naturia Hydrangea's effect is if the effect of a Naturia monster you control was activated during this turn, you can special summon it. So it can be special summoned from Naturia Maroon's effect, or it can be summoned from Naturia Pumpkin's effect. And his effect is when this card is normal summon, if your opponent controls a monster, special summon one Naturia monster from your hand. So the dream, guys, is essentially to have open up with a Naturia Pumpkin, a Naturia Hydrangea, a Naturia Stag Beetle, and then one of these defense cards, essentially. So basically what would happen is you would summon Pumpkin as long as your opponent controls a monster. You can then summon Stag Beetle from Pumpkin's effect, and then since Pumpkin's effect pops, you can summon Naturia Hydrangea. So that's really overpowered in situations that you're able to do that. It's even overpowered in situations where you can get Pumpkin and then Stag Beetle, or even just Pumpkin into Hydrangea. Sometimes you can have two Hydrangeas and still use Pumpkin, and then that's pretty good as well. So then we run two Super Rush Headlongs. You declare one attribute. If that target attribute battles your monster that this card was declared for, you destroy their monster. Also, with Super Rush Headlong, turn player takes priority, that is attacking. So if you activate a Super Rush and you're attacking them, then your Super Rush will take precedence over a Super Rush that they activate in defense, and vice versa. So enemy controller, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its battle position, and then you contribute one of your monsters and take one of your opponent's monsters. I run two Mirror Walls, which halves the attack of your opponent's monster when it is attacking you. And then one Exterior's Fang. Activate only if you control a face-up Naturia monster and have at least one card in your hand. Negate the activation of an opponent's spell or trap card and destroy it. So, honestly, that'd be good for Cyber Angels. Because they would have to activate the ritual spell, and you could actually just get rid of one of your cards, and then they can't get their Cyber Angel going. So I'm going to run actually two of those. I have two or three replays for you guys, depending on how long we have, how much time I have today, crunched on time. So the skill that I'm running with this deck also, I forgot to mention completely, is Beatdown. So, essentially, when you get your Hydrangea or Stag Beetle on the field, you can activate Beatdown, and it makes this deck that much more powerful, especially when you have a Stag Beetle and a Hydrangea, and your little Pumpkin goes up to like 300 or 2,000 attack, and then Hydrangea would be at like 2,500, and Stag Beetle would be at 2,800. So, it's definitely overpowered in the right situations. So I'm playing against a Seto Kaiba that has peak performance. And I open up with enemy controller, Super Rush, a Naturia Marin, and another Super Rush. So this is kind of like a brick hand, in my opinion. I would have liked to have opened up with one other Naturia monster other than the weakest one. But whatever, I have two Super Rushes, so I can't really complain. Like I said, I use his effect, and I mill a Stag Beetle. And I keep one Super Rush in my hand so I can quick play it. And he ends up enemy controlling me. So, didn't get that Super Rush to go through, unfortunately. However, I have one set, and I have an Exterior's Fang with an Econ in my hand. So he attacks into me with the Exploder Dragon. However, I Super Rush him, select Earth, and therefore Exploder Dragon's effect doesn't pop. For some reason, he attacks into me with Vanguard. I have no idea why. I was secretly hoping he would, but I didn't think that he would not know the rule of the card that much. So I did not keep an enemy controller in hand. However, I should have, because I could have popped Exterio's Fang. And I don't know why I didn't. So I have 2 Econ set and Exterio's Fang that's basically worthless, because you have to have a card in hand to activate it. So I'm going to attack into his face down with Naturia Pumpkin, and he's going to activate Wall of Disruption, and then his card is Man-Eater Bug. So he ends up destroying my Marin, and my Pumpkin has 0 attack. So this is definitely not a good situation. As you can see, he summons a Flamevel Grunka, however you say it. I enemy controller him, and he has to end his turn. So I draw a Naturia Stag Beetle, I tribute off Pumpkin, and I use Beatdown, and I attack into his Garika, however you say it, I don't even know. So I have a Stag Beetle on the field, he has 2 set cards, and I have a Pumpkin now. So now I can beat down again, and I now have a lot of firepower. So he just takes the 2,500, and he's down to 300, and he summons a monster, and I enemy controller him, because I still had that Econ set. However, he Dragon Rebirths me, or that card, I should say. He gets an Exploder Dragon on the field, and he's able to kill my Stag Beetle, but I still have a Pumpkin. And he has nothing to stop my Pumpkin, so I don't know what he was doing. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what his plan was. I don't know if maybe he had a Golden Apples or something and he just wasn't using it for some reason. I have no idea. So we're going to do Seto Kaiba versus Paradox Brothers. And this probably will be the last duel of the day. Only because I am very busy today. So sorry about that. Usually I do 3 duels, but today we're only doing 2. I would like to do 3, but I have some stuff to do. So we're going up against Paradox Brothers. Don't remember what deck he was running, to be quite honest with you. And we open up Naturia Marone, Crystal Seer, Mirror Wall, and another Naturia Marin. So we're going to set our Crystal Seer and see what this guy's plan is. So he summons a Fire King Yaksha, or King Avatar Yaksha, summons a Goka, the Pyre Amalis, and he attacks into my Crystal Seer. So I get enemy controller, Exterior's Fang. I pick up the Exterior's Fang, because I know I'm going to have a card in hand because I can't summon 2 Naturia Marins. I draw a Naturia Hydrangea, so that's good. I'm going to be able to get him on the field. I'm able to get Stag Beetle into the graveyard. I get Hydrangea onto the field. He switches me to defense position. I'm upset that I did not have this set sooner, and I set a Mirror Wall. So we're looking okay, but not the best right now. He's able to summon a Flame token. I believe that's what they're called, a Fireball token. I'm just kidding. Kind of like the whiskey. No, I'm kidding. So he attacks into me, and I Mirror Wall him to save my Hydrangea, and he quits. I have no idea why, but he just quits. I was like, okay, I'll take a free win. So I didn't remember that duel being that short. So we're going to jump into the third duel, and the last duel that I have. It's against another Seto Kaiba. And I don't remember what he was running either. I think it was another dragon deck. I think. Not sure. Not too sure. We are going second. I like to go second with this deck, only because I like to see what my opponent's running first. And if you draw a pumpkin, like I just did, going second's better, because 9 times out of 10 they will have a monster on the field. So I open up Pumpkin, Hydrangea, Marin, and enemy controller. This is what I mean. He has a set card on the field. However, I don't know what he's running. I like to know what my opponent is running before I end up doing anything. So I set a Crystal Seer and set my enemy controller. And what do you know? He's running Fire King Island. He's running Phoenix. That's what he's running. So we've seen almost 2 Phoenix decks. We've seen 2 Fire decks for sure, because I'm pretty sure the Paradox Brothers was running Phoenix, but he just didn't get it. He activates Card of the Soul. He also has a Phoenix in the graveyard, and now he has a Phoenix in his hand. He ends his turn. So we draw Stag Beetle, which is good, and we get the Stag Beetle onto the field. We beat down, and we attack into his Fire King. He activates its effect. He destroys the field spell, so when his Phoenix comes back next turn, he does not have to destroy it, which was a smart move. So I attack him for 2,500 with my Stag Beetle. Phoenix pops. Phoenix gets summoned. Phoenix effect activates. I switch him into defense position. I chain my enemy controller to him. And he tributes it off for another Phoenix. Or no, I'm sorry. For a Red Dragon Ninja. So he's at 2,400, and I have to pick up essentially a Stag Beetle to win the game. And what do you know? Picked up a Stag Beetle to win the game. So I get a Super Rush Headlong from the Crystal Seer Search, and I tribute off. I get my Stag Beetle on the field. I beat down. I actually run into him with Super Rush with my Pumpkin. Super Rush would have won me the game as well, like I just did. And I attack him with the Stag Beetle. However, Sphere Karibo activates. However, Naturia Stag Beetle's effect activates, which allows me to get, you guessed it, my second Naturia Stag Beetle on the field. Attack him directly. He doesn't have 2 Sphere Karibos, and I win the game. So, guys, if you're enjoying the videos, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know what deck you want to see next, and please, guys, thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it, and I hope all of you have a good day.